Lots of people want to make YouTube videos. I want to make YouTube videos. Every time I decide that I need to find a creative outlet, I resort back to wanting to make these videos, and consistently. I got rid of the rest of my $60 or however expensive Adobe subscription, except I've held on to just Adobe Premiere Pro in the slight chance that I actually go after what I know in the back of my mind that I want to do. I always think if I just figure out the answer to why I want to make these videos, it'll stick. I have a paranoia that I'll forget things if I don't document them. This is incredibly apparent if and when I get paranoid on edibles, which is totally illegal here in New York City, by the way. I furiously write down everything because I can't let myself forget, and I used to post summaries of my month in pictures and captions so that I wouldn't let my photos just turn into a huge void, and I'd supply some structure to routine reflection. And I can do that here too. Another reason I want to make videos is to document the extraordinary and pivotal moments in my life. However I'm feeling, however I'm processing, and however I'm growing. There have been some really inspirational videos from creators such as Claire Marshall, Jen Im, Connor Franta, D'Angelo Wallace, Lucy Moon, and even the Sidemen that just so candidly showcase their life moments in ways that inspire me to be honest with myself and with anyone who cares to observe or interact. Welch's with a kick. The only thing is, my life is oftentimes quite uneventful. On the weekends, I'm cleaning my home, going to the gym, and getting groceries. I work a 9 to 5, and I have to work to fill up evenings during the work week, and often don't. I'm not living an extravagant influencer lifestyle with surely exorbitant expenses, although it is quite expensive to live in New York City in itself, and I choose to invest my money or occasionally travel. So while my 2023 so far has felt not very vlog-worthy, here's some footage that I've been sitting on from a road trip I took with a friend last August to Cape Cod and around Rhode Island. It was very peaceful, lots of driving, eating delicious food, and lying on beaches. What's the connection between a vacation to one of the most affluent feeling vacation spots and my everyday feeling unremarkable? The wondrous thing about traveling, for me, is that it somehow makes you take a deep look at what you might consider mundane in your everyday life. They're like gummy bears. Do you really like the place that you live? Could you see yourself living here? Could a person in your life cause you to consider living somewhere else? Or could you convince someone else to move here with you? Might you like driving if the roads were scenic and windy like this? This food that makes your stomach and soul happy that maybe you're trying for the first time, could you make this at home? Integrate it into your regular circulation? What is bringing you joy on this trip that might be missing? Is the magic of a place something that can be taken home in some form or another? It will not be struck. And where's the light? Oh, there we go. This trip in particular made me question my even loosely held idea of where I wanted to live. I've always believed that I would live in New York City until I got tired or overwhelmed, and then I'd move to Seattle to be on the coast closer to family. But I fell in love with Newport, Rhode Island, in just the small glimpses that we got. Whether it's moving there with a loved one, retiring there, or nothing at all, loving this place I had previously never known anything about felt overwhelming and daunting. There's so much to see and experience and love, and my narrow-mindedness on how I should live felt constricting and bleak, all while taking several days to relax and escape the realities of my everyday life. I think about this trip now not only because I feel guilt sitting on all of this footage, but because I've been home in New York City for a month and a half of 2023, and I feel like I'm going through the motions of my everyday life, waiting for a jolt of excitement and feeling of really living my life. Regardless of whether you're doing what may be considered mundane or taking a trip to somewhere new, feelings and reflection on the past, present, and future are inescapable and worthy of sharing, because there's probably someone out there in entirely different circumstances who's experiencing something similar with their own angle to it. As much as I'm looking forward to my next trip, I'm thinking deeply about the importance of reflecting on the now, the perhaps comparatively mundane, but also because I know that life doesn't just stop and start with the big moments. There's tons of richness in the times in between, and I hope you all are interested in sticking around.